good morning. Welcome to Coffee Chat Creatives. I'm Claudia.
I'm Siri, and today we're at the Cutpo Coffee.
On Rio Grande.
Yes,
it's busy.
It is. It's a little loud, so if you can't hear us too well, that just means the coffee is really good and business is good. So that's a wonderful thing. That's what we came to do.
Yes. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Haven't seen you since Saturday. No, Sunday.
Oh,
2 days.
Yeah. It's 2 days. My heart grows long. No, I'm kidding. It's been good. What have you been up to? As far as projects.
I did a paint party on Sunday.
Yes.
That went well.
I remember you sent me a picture of one of the cups. That was fun.
Yes. No, it was good. And then this weekend I have 2 private events, and then I have the paint party at Casa Rondeña. So by the time that this comes out, this will be past. So, so I'm planning paint parties for April now, celebrating St. Patrick's today.
I know. Happy St. Patty's.
I know. Yes.
I'm gonna pinch you. No.
I'm 3% Irish, so I'm allowed to be.
Oh yes, and I don't know how much percentage.
I'm sure you're more than I am.
Probably. I mean, with how pale I am.
Well, I'm pale as well.
So anyway, your projects. You have so many events coming up.
I do, and you are as well.
Yes, and speaking of, we have shared events because we do the podcast together. We reach out to local artists and everything.
We're growing.
Yeah.
We have 22 subscribers now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
On YouTube, because we also have all the subscribers on Spotify.
And you know, it sounds like if we had the 22 people in the room with us, it would be like, wow, that's a lot of people.
It would fill my house.
Yeah, it would fill my apartment.
Your apartment would be booming. Yes.
I know. So come over for a little party, guys.
I know that. Well, it's so fun to see it grow, and I love to see other artists and meet other artists, and it's been very good. Even though we don't have any sponsors yet.
Yes.
But that's not what we're doing it. We're doing it to grow the community and meet more artists and help them grow and just make it better. And then help local businesses get noticed as well.
Exactly. I think that's one thing about New Mexico is there's a lot of local places that kind of get tucked under the rug until it's too late, and then you find about it right before they're closing or something.
Oh yeah, yes.
And you're like, oh man, I wish I knew about this place.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, hey, we got to support our local businesses, our local artists, and then we also have to support our community because community is really where it's at. So I think
local galleries. Go see 3017. I'm not sure what I'm sure they're going to have a opening in April.
Yes.
I don't know what that entails, but that's always a great place to go support artists.
Yes, and I know until the end of March, I believe, that they're going to be hosting the foodies.
The food one, yeah.
Yeah, an appetite for art, which I thought that was the cleverest name for a food theme.
Yes.
I was like, food is such a good theme to have with art, because it is art, but then you're painting art. It's just like
I'm always a foodie. I'm always taking pictures of my food.
Yeah. Oh yes.
So,
she's actually in the Appetite for Art show right now, so if y'all want to go see it.
It'll be passed by then.
I was anyway.
Today we want to introduce to you Skai Walker. Hi. Welcome. So, cheers. I'm drinking a chai latte.
I am drinking a regular latte with half and half. And oh, sorry, didn't get to me. I didn't mean to get you while you were sipping. What are you drinking today, Skai?
I'm drinking just the house coffee with a little touch of cream.
Nice.
It really is the best kind of coffee. No offense to the other coffee places, they just do a really good job roasting it here.
Yes.
Yeah. Coffee in itself even roasting the coffee is an art in itself. Don't get me started because I can go on and on about coffee because I love it. It was a deep dive for me for a few years, learning to roast it, learning to bring out the different profiles. You can have the same bean of coffee and have it taste savory or sweet just by how you roast it. So it's really interesting.
Ooh. You were a roaster.
I was a roaster. Yeah, so what he does back there is what I used to do, but in a commercial.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you get into painting and art?
Well, all my life, I've probably been an artist. I remember, so I grew up here in Albuquerque, and there's a daycare all the way up on San Mateo, right past, is that Carlisle or whatever? And I was probably like 5, 6 years old. And this little girl comes and she's drawing dinosaurs.
Oh.
And I'm like, ooh, that's really cool. You know, I want to do that. And
Yeah.
that is literally the origin story of where I found out that I can draw, where I can do stuff. And, you know, it was funny because I would draw these dinosaurs and my parents would not believe that I drew. You copied that. You traced them. I'm like, no, 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 I drew it. I drew it. So I had to show them. And then from there on out, you know, it's kind of been like a little hobby of mine until probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I started getting real serious about it. You know, practicing, going back to the basics, the essentials.
Let me interrupt you a little bit. Were you coloring? Were you drawing in black and white?
But yeah, it was just mostly just I guess what you call outlines. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't really get into colors until until I was probably in my late 20s.
Okay.
And I've always loved color, but
Yeah.
it's just so intimidating when
Yeah,
you're
it is.
a graphic artist or
Yeah.
a graphite artist, you know, or a pen artist.
Yes, it is.
So I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do with all these colors, and you know, I know at first when I started, I was muddying up all the, and I'm like, how do I get all these colors to look so beautiful and bright, you know?
Yes.
So that was my journey. About 2017, 18 is when I finally picked up all the stuff I need for acrylic painting. I mean, it was just craft stuff, you know, but I was like, I'm gonna do this. Where I'm at now, I've become more serious. It's not a hobby or something to pass time.
Yes.
Now it's something that I really want to work towards. And I like this place, Cutboat, because it's actually like I have this the past 4 or 5 years had this dream where you know I get to roast my own coffee, you know, while also having a gallery or a studio where people can paint, people can show their work, people can have some crafted coffees, you know, like that is the dream. So
Okay.
this kind of like
Throw it out in the
that.
universe and
Yeah.
that'll make it happen. Yeah, that works.
You know, what I found really exciting, and I was just like, I didn't want to interrupt you, but you said about the intimidation of colors. And I mean, as I was jumping into that, I experienced a similar situation. So it wasn't that I was using like the lightest of the light colors, like super pastel, and it was very pretty.
Yes.
But it's hard to see in photos, and it's hard to see, especially if you're like trying to sell your work. You want it to be like, oh, I can see this on my wall, instead of just walking by it. And that's a hard thing. How did you find that balance, or was it just continual trial and error, or did you learn from a class?
So I haven't had any like traditional training or teaching, which I would love to do, but you know, I've been pretty much hustle mode most of my life. So
Let me tell you, experience is also counts. So like
Yes.
practice is also part of it.
yes,
Exactly.
and you know, a lot of my learning came from YouTube. Like, there's this one creator on there. She has passed since, but her name is her channel is the Art Sharpa.
Oh yes.
Yes,
I know.
I started following her in her earlier when she first actually got onto YouTube and started teach. She was the only person who would openly teach people how to paint with acrylics, and you know, actually go step by step without it costing you anything. So I was like, yes, let me go ahead and do that. So we made it a family thing back then. You know, I had my own little family, so we would all sit around and paint and have these little paint parties. And then from there on, you know, I didn't practice as much as I had liked to, but anytime that I could, I would. And as it's gone over the years, I've improved. I think my most improvement has been probably end of last year, beginning of this year, which is when I was able to show my paintings for the first time at the gallery that 2014 gallery,
3017.
3017
Yes.
gallery, yes. So yeah, it's been a journey. I have to say that it's been a journey.
Wow.
Yes. And what caught my eye is the use of color. I love, and especially the one I think you posted it a few days ago, where you have a portrait and you added like turquoise to it, or like green
The
to
teal
it.
and green.
Yes, that looks amazing. I love it. I love those colors.
It was just like, and, so the whole purpose of that was, and the thing is like, those paintings are now gone because it's supposed to be one canvas. I'm trying to work on my speed. I don't want to spend months on something that should only take me a few weeks or a few hours. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stay consistent. That's a hard one for me.
I think it's hard. Yeah.
It is. It is. And so this exercise, I haven't painted a self portrait of myself since I was in high school. So I was like, let's do some self portraits. And 2025 was a really like bad year for me. Like it was a bad year, but it was a good year. But it was like it was a testy year, and it was the year that I actually came back to Albuquerque. I lived in Pennsylvania for 8 years before this. So it was rough, and I decided to go ahead and go back to when everything kind of blew up for me and go like I don't take many selfies, but I wanted to see how I had progressed through the healing, progressed through the moving through the darkness, trudging through the mud, the trenches.
Yeah.
So the first photo that I chose was the one where everything was kind of like just blew up. My life was blown up, and it was just me at an event, and you probably look at it, don't think much of it, but I knew how I felt in that moment, so I went ahead and painted it, and I limited palette, so I chose whatever colors called to me, put it on there, and that's when that came. Then I painted over that. And then I did the blue, and then I painted over that, and then I got the teal. And that teal one was actually sometime in August. And she was taking a series of pictures, and this picture in particular, I must have went somewhere. Like, because the other pictures, you can see me posing and stuff. But this picture, like, you can just see I'm not there. Like, I'm far away from my body. And so I was like, yeah, this is the one. And I think the teal and the electric green was actually just like a last minute add. I was done. I was ready to paint over it. And I was like, hold on, let me add this green and see what that looks like. And I was like, oh, that popped. And then, I went and painted over that. And so now I'm working on another one where it's around my birthday, and it was actual a genuine smile. I haven't smiled genuinely in a long time. So to catch something like that on picture, somebody had actually caught it. And I'm like, yeah, this is the next one. And it's actually my introduction into oils.
Oh wow!
So that's what I'm working on now. It's all right, but it's meant to be a study, and it's meant to teach me how to let go. You have to hold on to, like, it's okay to make beautiful things and let them go.
That is so hard. Because you make a beautiful thing, you're like, don't touch it, don't look at it.
Like, mom, you want to put it away, you want to store it away.
Exactly. Especially, like, that's really hard, especially when you paint over the canvas, like you mentioned. Yeah, we want.
I love how you're transforming not only your life but your art as well. Like you're seeing how you were feeling, and you're getting there. You're
translating it, and then also it's improving. Like you said, improving. Not only is it showing how I've improved, and my partner at the time, I iterated this to her. If we make this move, you have to understand it's going to be a big move. It's going to be different. Like, we're not going to get paid the way we're getting paid here in PA. Out there, things are going to get rough at first. This is going to be hard for me personally. You know what I've been through out here, so I just need you to be supportive, and I need you to be here for me. Oh yeah, I got you. Well, 6 months in, she's like, well, see you later. And that was rough. I was 6 years together, and it was just like that. And it got to a point where I was so scared that I would just spiral out, you know what I'm saying, and go back into the old ways. But I said, no, Amber, we're not doing this. My son at this point is a teenager, or he was like 12, 13. And he's starting to, back then he was littler, but now he knows the world. He sees his mom, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't abandon him like that. And so I'm like, you know what, son, it's you and I. It has always been you and I. We gonna get through this. And I had to be strong for him. I had to show him that I can pick myself up and keep moving forward, because I can see him starting to move within, starting to, the depression was taking over him, where he was just like, I don't want to do this. It even got to a point where he's like, I don't want to live. And when it hit that point for me, that's when everything got real. And I was like, son, I know some people will come into your life and they will love you and make you feel safe and then leave you. And sometimes that happens, but that's not all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you just take the good times from that, you take that and you carry that with you, and anything else you leave behind. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So that's basically what I've been doing. And as I started to pick myself up, I can see my son starting to pick himself up. He started making friends. He was in football. He was gave me more motivation to do what I felt like was my path, which was art. Just kept calling me. Art just kept calling me, and it was just like, even as a roaster, I did the roasting for a while here, and there it was just becoming like the art of it was lost because they were becoming too commercial.
Yeah.
And when you commercial roast, there is no art to it. It's just push, push, push. Get it out. We don't care what it's like. As long as you fill this many bags, then that's all that matters. And I'm like, well, this is not what you guys hired me for, because it wasn't. I get it in a sense, but yeah, I was like, yeah, this is no longer on my path, and I could feel it. And I can feel like the passion. I had a passion. Everybody who talked to me, oh, you're so passionate. You're so passionate. And I was. I can feel that just coming out of me. Mm-hmm. And it was doing my art. It was doing my life. And I was like, you know what? And I remember I talked to my mom, and I was like, Mom, would it be crazy if I just left my job right now and just, figured it out? She's like, Amber, you can't do that. You have a son, you have bills, you have this. And I was like, yes, I know. And I was like, I feel like this is something I need to do. And I'm like, you know what, Mom? I'm going to do it. And she's like, I support you. And that's all I needed. And that was in November. And since I've been full on trying to really figure this thing out, and yeah, it's a little bit rough. I'm not gonna lie. I do DoorDash to supplement, but and I do like trying to do little commissions here and there, make little incomes here and there. But I know once life takes off for me, like I'm gonna look back to this time, and I'm gonna be so grateful, and I'm gonna be so grateful for the people. But like I said, you guys are gonna be the origin story of my success.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Nice. and that was one thing I noticed about in the Soul show at the gallery, is your art had like a story to it and a lot of meaning. Mm-hmm. I love the one with the moon and the sunflowers. Mm-hmm. With the burning rose.
Yeah, that one was like so. That was Humberto's favorite. My husband, yes. He saw that and was like, "That is like so captivating," and just I like the sunflowers.
Okay.
I love the moon. So we all have a different.
I love that. I love all of them, because the rose one was actually right before I came out here.
Okay.
And it's like a representative of how I felt in my relationship at the time. Just very passionate, but it was like fire, like burning. Like it was almost like it was, But I'm the type of person that has a hard time letting go. But let it go, Amber. The cup's empty. Let it go. And I'm just like, no, there might be a little drop left in there,
Yeah.
And that's where I was at.
I feel that's just passion.
And it was.
You're very passionate about your work.
I am, and that was a very representative of my passion. Mm-hmm. The moon painting is actually behind the painting. Was a painting. Me and my ex, we had a little moment where we was painting because she loved to watch me paint. She painted this beautiful picture to me, and I loved it, and she hated it, and she wanted to throw it, and I'm like, no, I'm keeping this. And even when when it was time for her to leave our house, she's like, well, do you want me to throw this away? And I was like, no, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. And it hung up on my wall for a while. And I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, I need to let all this go. I need to let it go. This is the end of that chapter, and I hope for the best. I was like, okay, well, you can kind of think of this as a cord cutting. So that's what I did. I release you. I put it in white paint. I release you. Everything that belongs to you goes back to you. Everything that belongs to me comes back to me.
You covered it in white paint?
White paint.
Oh gosh, that is.
And then I went over it, and I came out with the moon painting.
Wow.
That's so difficult. A lot of people, especially during a breakup like that, would have just thrown away.
I couldn't. And, for the type of person I am, I like to try to do what little I can to preserve the earth. So, and not to mention, canvas is expensive. Like, I was like, if anything, I could just use this to see what happens. And that moon painting happened. And so after that, I was like, okay, and this is right after, so I finished the moon painting right after I decided to leave my job. Then comes the sunflower painting. And at that moment, like, it was scary. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never done anything like this in my life. Like, Amber, this is so irresponsible. What are you doing? I'm like, just chill, Amber, just chill. We got this. And I was like, let's just see what comes. And it literally, I was like, okay, let's keep painting. Let's keep forward momentum. And so then the sunflower painting came, and I put so much of like determination, like that's turning to the light, putting the shadows behind me, sunflowers. And so that is where the sunflower painting came
so
from.
much meaning.
So sunflowers, fun little fact you probably already know, at sunset they'll look at each other for the light.
For the light, yes.
And I just think that's really beautiful, because that's what community is about. It's like looking for each other when it gets dark. And so I'm so glad that we can be with you during this time.
I'm not a really social person. The friends I have are the friends that I've had since I was in high school. I don't. It's hard for me because I'm just so trusting. I'm so open. And there's so many people who will take that and twist that, and it's like I'm trying not to be closed off to the world, but I am a little protective of myself, especially in this delicate time in my life. It's like I want to stay focused on my dreams, on what I'm doing, and the people who will come into my life during this point. Those people are going to be the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be my people. And so, that's why I'm so happy when you came up to me during the gallery, and we chit-chatted for a little bit. And, even after we left each other first, and you went around doing your thing, and I went to go kind of get in my little quiet space drawing, kind of just letting the world pass around me. Here you come, and you kind of like putting a little bit of color into my world, because it was just like I was just here in my little space, just trying to deal with all the people around me and this overwhelming feeling. And then here comes your little calm spirit. Can I sit right there? I think you were already sitting there, but I was just like, yeah, and just partying together quietly.
Thank you. That is so nice.
I really, it was like really like an answered prayer, because this is what I want. I want to be out here. I want to get to know the community. I want to find my people. I want to have like-minded people who are going to support me, or who I can support as well, if I can bounce stuff off of, instead of bouncing it off myself all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know, like it's been an interesting journey. It has been an interesting journey, and I'm loving every second of it.
It is. And everyone, there's some people that we meet, and we're like, wow, they're so bold with this. And then other things are very timid, or like, wow, I can really learn from this. From Claudia, I learned a lot about using color. So in the beginning, you talked about using color. She was the one who inspired me to be bold. And I was like, oh boy, this is going to be scary. And you can't look back. It's like Pandora's box, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Once you open it, you just can't close it. And with this one, you don't want to. So that is beautiful. I love that you did that.
I'm just thankful. You're literally at the beginning of my journey right now. So, I mean, I would say it's still the beginning, but I'm a little bit in. Like, started here, and now I'm not right here, but the end is over there, but it's still there. I can see it.
But you know what? It might be like
Yes,
Yeah.
and it is.
we don't know how our journeys are, and that's the fun part.
Yes.
And getting to meet the people and getting to support other people is the best part.
Like I said earlier, it's all about the intuition. You know, following your gut, your heart, and sometimes telling your brain, "No, I'm sorry. Like I know this is not the logical thing to do, but we need to try this. The logical thing has not been working, so we need to do, you know, what the gut and what the heart says right now. And you know, you just make sure you know we don't do too much, cut to the left too much, or cut to the right too much. You know what I'm saying?
And following your passion is so amazing because, like, okay, yeah, you're doing the same old, waking up for the donuts at 5 a.m., do the donuts, gotta get the donuts, roasting coffee, doing something that you were not loving. Life is too short to not love it.
Yes, and it is, and it, you know, to see your passion dying before you, it's a different kind of feeling. And when I was starting to feel that during the coffee, doing a coffee for that company, um, you know, it was so sad. Like I was already in a sad state. I was already in a grieving state, and then the last thing I had holding on to keep me going was starting to fade, and it was just like it was not. I didn't like it anymore, and I love roasting. I love roasting coffee. I love the science of it. I love everything about it.
Would you ever go back?
Oh yeah. Would I go back there? No. But it's something that I would love to do in my future, like my future dream.
Yes.
My passion
I know.
right now is, you know, to have a cafe just like this, you know, the roaster right in the background, but you know, I wanted to incorporate, you know, have a gallery, have a studio where people can paint and do classes and kind of like.
Can you hire me to do paint?
Oh yeah,
parties are.
You guys are definitely hired. For sure.
Do you want a market on the side?
Oh yeah, what's the name of your business?
You know, I haven't thought of that yet.
What did you ask?
Oh, what's the name?
Yeah. I don't know. Like that's. I guess that would be a good thing to do is like put a name to it because you know like manifestation or calling it to your world.
Skai Walker Cafe.
Yeah. Or like
everything with like
Amber Skies. You know because
that's true.
You know my whole name can be a play on words.
It really is a pretty name, Yes.
Thank you, Dad.
That's so awesome.
But yeah, you know like you said, it's all about, you know, following your passion and what makes you happy. And sometimes following your passion is not always gonna be the easy thing. You know, it's not the easy thing. This has not been easy for me. This has been hard. You know, it's been not chasing, but just flowing. And I have been able to pay down all my outstanding bills. I'm still able to pay my rent. You know, I'm still out here delivering your food to you, but also being able to have time to do my art and get better at that.
Finish off. I have a question.
Yes.
Red or green?
Red.
For a second, I thought she was going to say green.
I mean,
I'm
green
so
was
glad
there.
you did not say Christmas. Because I tease Claudia all the time. I'm like, you have to choose one.
You know, green was my thing for a long time, but as I've gotten older, it has become very hard on my stomach. But red has always been good to me, and so sometimes I do Christmas just to get a little bit of a flavor of the green. But yeah, red's it for me.
Awesome. Well, it was such a pleasure having you on the podcast, drinking coffee with you at the Tempo, and learning more about you. Like, wow, that is a lot. That's a beautiful and interesting life.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
You illustrated it so well throughout this conversation, the different sections.
Yes.
Thank you.
And if I have, you know, my brain tends to like to branch. Like my brain works like a tree. You know, I started going straight up, and next thing you know, I'm branching off here and there. But you know, I hope that you guys, you know, really. I mean, I enjoyed talking to you guys so much. Like, obviously I had so much to say that I've been keeping to myself, or my mom will hear a lot of it. She's my, like, between my mom and my sister, those are my main support.
Your people.
Yeah, those are my people, and I'm sure they get
and
tired
that's
of
so
me.
important to have.
It is.
Yes.
It is super important. And if I had to say anybody out there, anything to anybody out there who is starting a journey like this, I would say, find one or two people that support you wholeheartedly and go from there, because those people are going to be the ones that keep you on track, because there are going to be times where you're just going to want to quit, where you're going to want to go back to what you're used to, what what is uh, what's the word, guaranteed, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, which will just put you in a place that you're not happy with, and you're going to start that cycle all the way over, and you're going to be wondering, what if? Have the support, find your support, find your people. I found my people, you know what I'm saying, and I can't wait to meet others just like these people here, the other artists, to bring into my journey, and I hope that I can be one day part of your journey if that's where you find yourself.
That is so awesome.
Yes, and thank you so much for watching. To everyone who watched and joined us today.
I hope it's not too noisy because we don't have a sound engineer. Thank you so much, and we will be seeing you soon. What is it? I always like
subscribe, and share. It always helps. It's all about supporting people like Sky and businesses like the Pepo. And we just appreciate y'all and the
reach
support.
out to us if you are an artist and you want to be interviewed. We would love to.
Do it.
Awesome.
Bye. Thank you.